Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are going to study some introductory concepts before theorem 10.1. We need to know these concepts before understanding of theorem 10.1. The first concept is the correspondence of two triangles. What do you mean by correspondence of two triangles? The second concept that we are going to study is the congruency of two triangles. What do you mean by congruency of two triangles? And the third is what is the SAS postulate? Okay, this is the postulate with the help of which we can find whether the triangles are congruent or not. But first we need to study what is correspondence, what is congruency, and what is SAS postulate. The first concept is correspondence of two triangles. Okay, correspondence means, the definition is, correspondence is matching or pairing of the vertices of two triangles. Okay, so whenever you have two triangles and you want to compare these triangles for their areas or for their similarity or for any other reason, then we need to form a correspondence between these two triangles. In order to form a correspondence, the correspondence is matching or pairing of the vertices of two triangles. For example, we have two triangles, triangle ABC and the triangle PQR. Okay, suppose we have two triangles. The first triangle is triangle ABC and the second triangle is triangle DEF. Okay, the second triangle is triangle DEF. We have triangle DEF and triangle ABC, and suppose we want to compare these triangles for certain reason. It may be for comparison, may be for the area of these two triangles or for the shapes or for any other similarity and such concept. But first we need to build a correspondence between these two triangles. How do we build the correspondence between these two triangles? We match or pair the vertices of the two triangles. These are called the vertices, the corners. They are called the vertices. Okay, vertex A, vertex B, vertex C. And here in this triangle, this is the vertex D. I have named it as vertex D and vertex E and F. Now, correspondence means that we have we have matched or paired the vertices. Now here we have paired the vertex A with vertex D. We have given them the same position, so we call it that we have paired A with D, and similarly we have paired B with which vertex? With vertex E, because we have given them the same position. Okay, so we say that corresponding to A we have vertex D, corresponding to vertex B we have vertex E, and corresponding to vertex C we have the vertex F. We have matched the positions of these two vertices and named this vertex as C and this vertex as F. As they have the same position, therefore we say that we have formed a correspondence between these two vertices. We have taken C and F as corresponding vertices, or in other words we have taken F corresponding to C. So this is called corresponding. Okay, we have just named the two triangles and we have named such that we have paired this vertex with vertex D. We have paired vertex A with D. We have taken A at the same position as we have taken the vertex D in triangle DEF. Here vertex B is taken on the left hand side and here vertex E is taken on the left hand side. So they have the matching positions. So we say that B is corresponding to B. We have vertex E. Corresponding to A we have vertex D, and corresponding to C we have vertex F. Okay, so we write it as triangle ABC. Okay, one more thing, the symbol that we use for correspondence is the symbol that we use for correspondence is this. Okay, a small line form of symbol. We use this symbol just to save our time. Obviously writing these much letters will take more time than drawing just an arrow. So for correspondence we use this notation. So here triangle ABC is corresponding to triangle DEF in such a way that vertex A corresponds to vertex D, vertex B corresponds to vertex E, and vertex C corresponds to vertex F. Okay, so this is what we have matched two of the vertices or paired the vertices of these triangles. A is matched with D, B is matched with E because they are occupying the same position. Okay, the logic behind that is that they are at the same position. The position occupied by B in this triangle is the same as the position occupied by E in this triangle. So we say that B is matched with E, C is matched with F. Okay, so we say that vertex A is matched with vertex D, or A is corresponding to D, corresponding to B we have E, and corresponding to C we have F. Similarly, we can also say that the sides are also corresponding. Now, in this triangle, side AB will be corresponding to side AB corresponds to side DF, because A corresponds to D and B vertex corresponds to E. So the side AB will be corresponding to side DE, obviously. Okay, so AB corresponds to side DE. Put a side symbol on these letters. Okay, it's very important while doing the theorem, so we can know that AB is a line segment or a line, or it's an angle, or what is it representing, a ray or a line or a line segment. So you have to put the here it represents, AB represents a line segment, therefore put a symbol of line segment whenever you are writing AB. If it is a line segment, you say line segment AB corresponds to line segment DE, and BC will corresponds to this. BC will corresponds to side EF here, because B corresponds to E and C corresponds to F. So BC will corresponds to EF. Side BC will corresponds to side EF. So we are doing nothing but naming these sides and triangles and thus matching the vertices, and matching the vertices has also helped us to match the sides of both the triangles. Okay, and side AC will corresponds to DF, because A was corresponding to D and C was corresponding to F. So the side joining AC will be corresponding to the side joining DF. Okay, and we write that triangle ABC corresponds to triangle DEF, because from here also we are going to order them. The ordering of these letters are very important. We have written A in the first position, as we have taken A corresponding to D, therefore D will also be written in the first position, and corresponding to B we have taken E, so therefore while writing these be very careful. If B is in the second position, then E will also be in the second position. Similarly, C is corresponding to F. We have taken C corresponding to F. This means that C must be, if C is in the third position, then the vertex which is corresponding to C, it will also be in the third position. Okay, be very careful about this. The corresponding vertices should be written at the same positions. Okay, vertex A is corresponding to vertex D. So if you have given A first position here, then give D first position in this triangle. Similarly, if you have given the vertex B the second position, then you have to give the vertex E second position also, because B is corresponding to E. So the corresponding vertices should have the same position. Be very careful about it. Now if we have named these two triangles and we have taken the correspondence from this, we can deduce these results from here also without drawing the figure, or without looking at the figure. We can, once we have formed the correspondence, we can find the corresponding sides from these. AB is corresponding to DE. Okay, so AB is corresponding to DE. Similarly, BC will correspond to EF. Okay, so we can also derive these results from here. At looking at these two correspondence, we can get these results. Now about the angles should also be at the corresponding positions. Now the angle which is made at vertex A will be called the angle which is corresponding to the angle which is made at, if this is angle 1, and this will also be angle 1. Okay, we say that angle A, let us name it as angle A. Angle A is corresponding to angle D, because these angles are formed at the corresponding vertices. If these two vertices are corresponding, then the angles formed at these vertices will also be corresponding. You can write angle A is corresponding to angle D. You can also write angle A as angle BAC. Okay, this is how we name the angles. Corresponds to BAC, corresponds to this angle. This can also be written as angle EDF. Okay, there are two ways in which we write the angles of two triangles. You can write angle A, because it is this angle is made at the vertex A. This can be written as angle A corresponds to angle D. So if these two vertices are corresponding, then the angles which are made at these vertices will also be corresponding. Okay, the vertex A was corresponding to angle D, therefore I have written angle A is corresponding to angle D. Now angle A can be written as in this form, also it can be written as in this form, angle BAC, or angle A can also be written as angle CAB. Okay, they are the same thing. Angle A, that is the same as angle BAC, and it can also be named at angle CAB. Okay, the vertex should be in the middle. Just be careful that if the angle is made at vertex A, then you are going to name in such a way that the A remains in the middle. Okay, the vertex will always, this is the angle, it is its vertex, so A will always remain in the middle if the angle is made at the vertex A. Similarly, this angle B will be corresponding to angle E, because they are made at the corresponding vertices. B corresponding to B, we have the vertex E, so the angle made at vertex B will be corresponding to, as B is corresponding to E, so the angle which is made at B is angle B will also corresponds to angle E, and you can write angle B as angle CBA. Okay, angle CBA corresponds to angle E, can be written as angle FED. Okay, as long as this E remains in the middle, then this will show that we are angle FED will remain this angle as long as this letter remains in the middle position. So you can write angle B as angle CBA. It can also be written as angle ABC. So there are three different ways to name this angle. Okay, angle B, angle CBA. Okay, and we can also write it as angle ABC, angle ABC, angle CBA, and angle B. They mean the same angle. Okay, these are the three different names for this same angle. So we will sometime write it as angle ABC. We can also write it as angle CBA, and we can also write this angle as angle B. It's your choice. Okay. Similarly, so if two triangles corresponds, okay, then the angles at the corresponding vertex, the angle which is made at vertex A will always be corresponding to the angle which is made at vertex D. Okay, A will be the vertex A corresponds to vertex D. Therefore, this angle which is formed at angle A will correspond to angle D. Angle A will correspond to angle D. Similarly, B vertex corresponds to E, so we can say that angle B will corresponds to angle E. Okay, and as C corresponds to vertex F, we had matched C with F, so the angle which is made at C will correspond to the angle which is made at F, because C and F are the corresponding vertices, so the angles which are made at these vertices will also correspond to one another. Okay, वर्टेक्स ए कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग लिया है वर्टेक्स डी के, तो एंगल जो एंगल ए पे बनेगा वो भी कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग होगा उस एंगल के जो कि डी पे बन रहा है. ठीक है, डी के कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग हमने ई लिया है, तो बी पे जो एंगल बन रहा है, ठीक है, एंगल बनने का मतलब है कि जिसका वर्टेक्स ये वाला एंगल, ठीक है, ये बी पे हम कह रहे हैं कि इस कॉर्नर पे बना हुआ है, तो फिर ये वाला एंगल भी कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग होगा इस एंगल के जो कि ई पे बना हुआ है, क्योंकि बी और ई आपस में कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग है, तो इन वर्टिसेस के ऊपर जो एंगल बने हैं वो भी आपस में कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग होंगे. सी इज कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग टू एफ. ठीक है, तो सी जो है इसी तरह सी के कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग हमने एफ लिया है, तो सी पे जो एंगल बन रहा है वो कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग होगा एंगल एफ के. ठीक है, एंगल सी विल कॉरस्पॉन्ड टू एंगल एफ. क्यों? क्योंकि हमने यहाँ सी के कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग एफ लिया था. तो अगर हम इसको सिंपल थोड़ा सा समराइज़ करें सब रिज़ल्ट्स को, तो ये हमारे पास बनता है कि अगर हमारे पास ये दो ट्राइंगल्स थे, ठीक है, हमने इनके जो वर्टिसेस हैं उनको पेयर कर लिया, मैच कर लिया. अभी हम मैच बोथ द वर्टिसेस ऑफ द ट्राइंगल, और हमने वर्टेक्स ए को मैच किया है वर्टेक्स डी से, वर्टेक्स बी को मैच किया है वर्टेक्स ई से, ठीक है, वर्टेक्स सी को मैच किया है हमने वर्टेक्स एफ से. तो हम कहेंगे कि ए इज़ कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग टू डी, बी इज़ कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग टू ई, and f is corresponding to c, or c is corresponding to f. These are the same thing, and we will say that triangle ABC corresponds to triangle DEF. ए के कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग हमने डी लिया है, तो आपने ए अगर पहले लिखा है तो इधर भी डी को ही पहली पोजीशन देंगे. बी को हमने ई के कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग लिया है, तो यहाँ बी को सेकंड पोजीशन दी है, तो ई को भी आप इधर सेकंड पोजीशन ही दोगे. सी के कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग एफ लिया है, तो सी को अगर यहाँ थर्ड पोजीशन दी है तो आपने एफ को भी थर्ड पोजीशन ही देनी है. ओके, सो इफ़ द कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग vertices should have the same position in both the triangles. Now once we have formed the correspondence between these two triangles, looking at this corresponding, we can easily judge the corresponding sides. AB was corresponding to DE. Every time we don't need to look at the figure, just look at these correspondings and you will know that the side AB corresponds to side DE because they are occupying the same position. So AB will corresponds to side DE and BC will corresponds to side EF because they are occupying the same position. Similarly, side AC, this is side AC and this is D and F. Side AC will corresponds to side DF because AC and DF are occupying the same position. Although AC can also be written as CA, it does not make any difference. Okay, DF can be written as FD because DF is the same side as FD. They represent the same line segment. Whether you go from D to F or from F to D, they will mean the same thing. These are the sides, the corresponding sides. Similarly, looking at this, we can easily say that angle A, the angle which is made at A, will correspond to angle D. Angle A corresponds to angle D because they are occupying the first position. The angle made at B, which is normally denoted by angle B, will corresponds to the angle which is made at E because corresponding to B we have taken E, and angle C will corresponds to angle F because they have the same position. Therefore, the angle which is formed at these two vertices will also occupy the same position, so they will also be corresponding. So this is the total correspondence between two triangles. Now this is one correspondence between these two triangles. There can be 6 possible correspondence between these two triangles, which are, this is the first one, okay. There are 6 possible correspondence between these two. Triangles. The first one we have already considered, triangle A, B, C corresponds to triangle D, E, F. The first correspondence is triangle ABC corresponds to triangle D, E, F. Okay, this is the first correspondence. The second can be triangle ABC corresponds to triangle D, F, E. Here we have taken A corresponding to D, but corresponding to B we have taken vertex F, not E. Here the corresponding to B we had taken vertex E, but here this is other correspondence. This is some other naming of these two triangles and some other matching of vertices. This is the first matching, this is the second matching. In this we have matched B with F and C with E. So it means that we have, the correspondence that we have done is such that we have matched A with D, okay, B with F. It means corresponding to vertex B we have taken F here, okay, because B is written opposite to F, and C and E are at the same position. It means we have taken C and E as corresponding. So if C is here and we have taken E corresponding to C, they have the same position, then it means that if C is written here, so we have to write E here. This is the way it is, these vertices are going to be, are going to match each other in this correspondence. So this is some other correspondence, okay, this is the second correspondence. Similarly, triangle ABC can also be written as triangle E, D, F. Here if we take this correspondence, what we have done here, we have taken correspondence between two triangles such that corresponding to A we have taken E. The first position is given to A and E. It means corresponding to A we are going to write E. If we write A here, we have to write E here because we have given them the same position. They are the corresponding vertices. B is corresponding to D. It means if B is written here, D will be written here. Similarly, C corresponding to F. It means C and F are going to take the same position. B and D are going to take the same position, and A and E are going to take the same positions. Okay. So once you decide the place of A, the same place will be the position of E, and the place of B, if you have written B here, it means you have to write D here because B and D are occupying the same position, so the same will follow in the figure. Okay, this is the third corresponding. Similarly, there are 6 possible correspondence. The rest are, the one is triangle E, F, D. The same discussion can be done about this one, and triangle A, B, C corresponds to triangle F, E, D, and then triangle A, B, C corresponds to triangle F, D, E. So these are the 6 possible correspondence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the 6 possible correspondence between these two triangles. You can take any one of them which suits you, and I will tell you which correspondence to take. Okay, how to choose which is the best correspondence for us when we will be doing the proof of theorem 10.1. I will discuss this, that out of 6 which correspondence should be taken. So this is called the correspondence of two triangles. Now next is the congruency of two triangles. For that, Now the next definition is congruency of two triangles. For that, let us first give an example. Suppose you have two figures. Okay, these two figures have the same shape. They look alike, but they don't have the same size. Okay, consider these examples first. Same shape but different size, and these two cups, they have almost the same size, almost, but they do not have they have different shapes. Now come to these two cups, they have the same size and same shape also. Okay, they look alike and they have almost the same size. So we say that these two cups are congruent, these are not congruent, and these are also not congruent. So what we deduce from these, that two figures are congruent if they have the same size and the same shape. Okay, these two, they had the same shape but the size was different, so we can't say that these are congruent. These two, they had the same size but the shape was different, they didn't look alike. These two cups was such that they had the same shape and size. So if two figures have exactly the same shape and size, then we say that they are congruent. Okay, this figure, the third figure is, in the third figure the cups are congruent. Okay, congruent. So two figures are said to be congruent to one another if they have the same size and same shape. Same is the definition for triangles. Two triangles are congruent if they have the same shape and same size. Okay, so two triangles are said to be congruent to one another. Congruent if they are exactly the same size and same shape, means that they are exactly the same. For example, in the form of triangles, we can take three possibilities. Let us take a triangle, be the first triangle, and let this be the second triangle. Now take another example. Now take the first example. Can we say that both these triangles are congruent? No, we can't say that, because these two triangles are similar to one another. Their shape, the shape is same of both the triangles, but the sizes are different. So we need same size and same shape. Here the sizes are different and the shapes are same. So we can't say that these are congruent triangles. They are not congruent triangles because size differ. Now coming to this, they are almost of the same size. Okay, but their shapes are different. So here sizes are same, but because shapes are different and we need both the things exactly same, so these two are not congruent. Now coming to these two triangles, they are of the same size and of the same shape. So we say that these two triangles are congruent to one another. Okay, so this is called congruency of two triangles. And always remember that two triangles are congruent if and only if all its 6 elements are same. 6 elements mean the angles of this triangle, all the angles of this triangle will be equal to the angle of this triangle, means that the corresponding angles will be the same. Okay, if this is triangle ABC and this is DEF, or let us take another example. Now consider triangle ABC and DEF. Triangle ABC and triangle DEF. And one more thing, if two triangles are congruent, then we write it as triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. This is the symbol which we use for congruency. Okay, if two sides are congruent, then we say that AB is congruent to this. We put this sign for the word congruency. Okay, so the symbol used for congruency is this equal to sign and this, because they are similar as well as equal. So if triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, it means all its corresponding angles will be equal. The corresponding is taken as corresponding to A, we have taken D, and corresponding to B we have taken the vertex E, corresponding to C we have taken F. So if a triangle ABC is congruent to DEF, this is possible if and only if the corresponding angles are congruent. It means that if two triangles are congruent, then angle A must be congruent to angle D, angle B must be congruent to angle E, because they are the corresponding angles. So whenever two triangles are congruent, their corresponding angles as well as their corresponding sides are always congruent, because this is how it makes it possible for the two triangles to be congruent. Okay, if the corresponding angles are not congruent, then the triangles are never going to be congruent. And side AB, corresponding to AB we have DE, so AB will always be congruent to DE. If the two triangles are congruent, then these elements are also congruent. Okay, so once we have proved that the triangles are congruent, then we can easily deduce these results from that. If these two triangles are congruent, then all these statements will be true. A will be congruent to D, B will be congruent to E, C will be congruent to F, and side AC will be congruent to side DF. Okay, so once the triangles are congruent, then all these 6 elements are also congruent, and these are the corresponding angles. Remember that the corresponding angles are congruent. Okay, angle B will be congruent to angle E, angle C will be congruent to angle F, because they are made at the same vertices. Okay, angle A was corresponding